Good morning and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two 80 proof American blended whiskeys with no website listing, so you can't. You can try looking it up. You're not going to find anything. So, both purchased in Louisiana. This is Clubhouse. I bought Clubhouse at Savannah Discount on Louisiana Highway 47. Louisiana Highway 45, sorry, wrong number. Louisiana Highway 45 northbound in Marrero, Louisiana. Brown, gold, and white label. I don't know what clubhouses are going to serve this, but this liter, true story now, this liter was $5.99, and I bought it about 5 years ago. Okay. Heaven Hill. Now it says bottled by Kentucky Standard Distillers, but there is no such company. It's not Kentucky Standard Distillers. It's Heaven Hill, but they're like Sazerac. They use all these alias names. Here's the competitor. Iron Wheel, introduced in 2019. I don't know when Clubhouse was introduced. I never could find out, but I know it's further back in history than 2019. Iron Wheel, aged 3 years, 80 proof Kentucky blended whiskey. There's an essay on the side of the bottle about the importance of the iron wheel in the development of U.S. agriculture. If this thing will focus. But it won't. Okay. Try that again. Just won't do it. Finally, it came into focus. Drives me crazy. Okay. $5.99 for the liter, $8.99 for the regular size bottle. You can tell it's Buffalo Trace by just looking at the bottle design. That'll be enough. Okay, Clubhouse. There was a time period where my friend David had to be extra careful with his budget, so he was buying Clubhouse, and he was like, "It's not bad, considering." And then when that cleared up, I was like, "What happened to Clubhouse? You're not drinking it?" "Oh, I don't like that stuff." I said, "Okay, so you like it in a certain context," which makes sense, but I could still find it. It's not sold in my town. I'm not going to go looking for it. I don't want it anymore. It's not really. It's one of the least enjoyable products I have. Other information I forgot to put. If you look at the bottle, oh, and by the way, the Clubhouse gin was not bad. It tasted like it had lemon added to it. It's a little unusual, Clubhouse gin. And the autofocus is having trouble this morning. A lot of trouble. Give up. There's nothing about a blend ratio or an age statement. So that means we don't know the blend ratio. what percentage of grain spirits, what percentage of straight whiskey. We don't know the age, so we know it's at least 4 years old. We know the straight whiskeys in here are at least 4 years old. This much we know. Iron Wheel, we know the blend ratio, 75-25. Forgot to put that. 75-25 blend ratio. Age 3 years. Age 3 years. Now I got the information. Now they're both caramel looking because they're probably both colored with caramel. Although the Iron Wheel does not state that, and Sazerac's usually pretty good about giving that statement. The Founders Company, yeah, the Founders Company, a Buffalo Trace alias. Let's try one more time to show this Clubhouse bottle. There we go. It focused. It seems to have trouble focusing when there's not enough light in the room. Okay, the lights are off. It's probably got something to do with it. Okay. The camera can't pick up the movement. Okay. This smells like pretty bland, kind of not much aroma whiskey. All right, over here. And the same. So on appearance, they're both clear caramel. On aroma, there ain't much happening, but nothing bad. Let's go with the taste. I think I'll be able to tell them apart. I hope. We know Clubhouse got the advantage on the price. Quite a bit of an advantage. This is reminding me of Clubhouse, kind of that sharpness to it, like a little harsh, like maybe a bad little bite to it. And the weird natural flavors, I don't know what they are. Maybe brown sugar. Not kidding. Brown sugar and some kind of, it's like you think it's vanilla, but then you taste it and it's like, that can't be vanilla. So it's strange. When you're a stranger. Huh. That one seems a little harsher. Got me confused, confounded. All right. I think I know. I think that one actually, the one that I wasn't too thrilled with at the beginning is actually the Iron Wheel. And I'm even less thrilled with this one. Yeah. That's pretty rough. Rough and ragged. Got to be the Clubhouse. Maybe they gave it a bad bite just so they'll have some kind of interest level to it. Is it a sipper? If you like to swallow razor blades, you know what I'm saying? Like it's cat scratch your tongue. It's blah, 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 blah. It's at that level of Kentucky Gold nastiness, and Kentucky Gold is also from Heaven Hill. So that should tell you something. Now, you might go back and watch my solo review and say, well, in your solo review, you didn't say all of that. Yeah, I know. I wasn't in love with it. But, there's some strange things about these products. On their own, they might seem like, and you make a list of how they seem. Then you put them in competition, and it's like you're drinking a different product or a vastly altered product. It's strange how one whiskey will make another one taste different. And then you bring in a second one, whiskey B, it'll make it taste different, and then C, and they always taste different. So it's an oddity. I can't explain it. That's the Iron Wheel, yeah. It is smoother, not totally nice, but for $8.99 a bottle, not totally bad. But I wouldn't pay the $8.99 a bottle, considering I can go right to CVS Pharmacy. And it looks like they're getting rid of their Grand Legacy products because they used to have a lot of Grand Legacy and it's all disappeared. I don't know what happened there. Why? I guess they just decided to ditch the private label basically and go to brand names. But they still have a plethora of Jethro T. Boots, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, aged 3 years. Wait a minute. That one doesn't have an age statement, right? Or does it? I can't remember. I think that's age at least 4 years. But why would I pay $8.99 for a blended whiskey when that's only 25% straight bourbon or some straight whiskey of a sort, when I could pay the same exact price for Kentucky Straight Bourbon, which I know has no coloring or flavoring added? The simple answer is I would not do that. I would buy the Jethro T. Boots. The only complaint I could say about Jethro T. Boots is that it's bland. Okay, there's not much going for it. There's no nastiness. It's just dull. Probably would taste better maybe if they added a little vanilla, but then they couldn't sell it as Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Then they'd have to call it Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey with natural flavors, and then it would be a distilled spirit specialty, but they're not going to do that. But apparently nobody's buying it because I saw it, the shelf totally full. Doesn't mean it wasn't restocked the day before. Could have been the case, maybe that morning. So now, if I went back today and it was still fully stocked, I'd start to think. Then I saw dust on the bottles. I'd say, oh, yeah, the thing's not moving. And that's really not my problem. All right. Clubhouse. Yeah. Oh, wow. Good thing is we're getting down to the bottom 10%. We're at the bottom 10% of the bottle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, bottom 20%. See, I'm not good at eyeballing stuff. I thought it was smaller than it is. That's 20% because it's 5 times 20 is 100, right? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, okay. The good news is I only paid $5.99 for this product. And the good news is I only have 20% left. You say, no, that's bad news. You got 20% left. It would be good news if you had 5% left. One more challenge. Right. Okay, but it's not killing me. It's not destroying my palate. But it's not making me very happy. Clubhouse. You say, but look at the label. It's obviously one of these barroom whiskeys. It's a commodity whiskey. Like they're gonna have it at the barroom as a mixer, a rail whiskey, well whiskey, and some discount stores going to sell it. But most regular stores are not going to sell it. Yeah, I think you're right. That's exactly what it is. And you pay $5.99 a liter, and that's what you get. Iron Wheel, on the other hand, is an actual brand that you might see in a store, just a regular store, which I did see it in a regular store. The famous Hocus Pocus Spirits of Prairieville, Louisiana. They got 2 other locations. Lake Charles, Louisiana, and western Louisiana. Prairieville is in eastern Louisiana. And Alexandria, that's their third location, in central Louisiana. Okay, so Iron Wheel for the win. I got to come back with these. I know. Got a little problem here. I just looked at the label and it said Clubhouse. C Clubhouse. Yeah, that's got me really troubled right now. To have these two mixed up after all I've said. Well, let me get going. I got a lot of things to work out in my head now. I got a lot of things to think about after this. I thought I had it nailed easily. I guess my only excuse is, let me think of something. Oh yeah, well, they're all cheap. You can't expect to tell these apart. They're all cheap. Don't sweat it. Yeah, that's what I'll say. That's a good cover story. Yeah, you can't expect anything with these products. Now we're moving on to the world of Beam Suntory. Yes, they make some shabby things like this too. You say, not Jim Beam. That's a proud, historic company. Yep, and they make Beams 8-star, which I dissipated all of that. It's gone. I have Sunnybrook. Sunnybrook. Been on the market since 1891. But before I do Sunnybrook, I'm going to bring in Kessler, Julius Kessler blended whiskey. Since 1888, right? 1888, or is it 1878? I'll have to check, but I'm pretty sure it's, I can check the trademark, but it's an old brand, and it's the number 2 selling American blended whiskey, the second best selling American blended whiskey. We know number 1 is Seagram 7 Crown. We all know this. You should know this. If you don't know it, you should know it. Why don't you know it? Okay, so then I can tell you what's coming. We got the Julius Kessler, then the Sunnybrook, then the Bay Street Spirits American blended whiskey from Florida. You say Florida? Whiskey from Florida. Right. Nothing says whiskey like Florida, right? But it's a company been around since 1943. They don't make, that's not famous. Bay Street, not famous. It's around, but it's not famous. The famous one is Capriccio. You know, those flavored wines, which Mathern's has like a whole array of it. Capriccio flavored wine, a wine, what do they call a wine specialty? You know, like some of these things I'm drinking are called distilled spirit specialties, like not true bourbon, but bourbon with natural flavors and so forth. Well, they do that with wine. They got wine specialty products. Arbor Mist, Capriccio, and Stella Rosa, the real famous one from Italy that people buy up so they can fill their bodies with sugar. That's coming up. Like a flower. And then we're going to close it out with the king who wears 7 crowns. Seagram's 7 Crown blended whiskey, which is America's number 1 blended whiskey from Indiana. And one day I'll break open the Seagram's 7 Apple. And when I tell you what I paid for it, you'll think I'm lying, but I'm not. Okay, so that's it. And then it's on to Canadian blended whiskey, which I like. Canadian blended whiskey. I can tolerate, okay, get it right. I can tolerate American blended whiskey. I can put up with it. But I love Canadian blended whiskey. It's much nicer. Well, we don't include Seagram 7 Crown in that comment. Seagram 7 Crown is above and beyond what you normally get in American blended whiskey. Much nicer product. So shockingly this morning, I would have put money on this one. And I would have lost money. But I would have said, no way Clubhouse beats Iron Wheel. No way. But against all odds, Against all odds, Clubhouse got it done. Now come on and focus, you jack. I just can't get it to work. It gets sharp detail when it's focused. The detail is very sharp, but yeah, it's really aggravating. I can't understand it, and I'm not going to worry about it. Well, I will worry about it. All right, anyway, thanks for watching, and y'all take care, and see you later.